What's up, gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to get into the 3 best places that I would live for $1,000 or less per month. Now, with all that said, this is going to be geared towards passport bros. So that means for the consideration of this video, we're going to consider things like women. So are the women there attractive? Are they feminine? Are they cooperative? Are they fit? Are they friendly? Would you want to date these women? Because obviously, if you are living in a place as a passport bro, you are going to have to date the local women. So that is one consideration. Another consideration, obviously, going to be cost of living, because we only have $1,000 per month to play with. So we need to fit all of our living expenses into that $1,000 per month. And then other things I'm going to personally consider are going to be things like, is this place fun? And obviously, I don't want to be in like a 3rd or 4th tier city. And so some people will tell you, oh, you can just go to these 2nd, 3rd, 4th tier cities, blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, in 2nd, 3rd, 4th tier cities, guess what? The women are way less attractive, because in general, the women go to the bigger cities because that's where more of the economic opportunity are. And they're just boring places to be because no one wants to live there because they aren't as great as big cities. Now, obviously, you may be different than me. And if you are different than me, then be my guest. You can go to 2nd, 3rd, 4th tier cities pretty much all over the world, and it's going to be relatively affordable. So with all of that said, let's get into this list. And number 3, probably gonna surprise you. So the first place is going to be Paraguay. Now, Paraguay going to be pretty damn boring, not gonna lie. However, the women there are extremely friendly, they're fit, and they are relatively attractive in my personal opinion. Asuncion is where I would personally choose to live, and you could definitely make it work for less than $1,000 per month, as it is a fairly low-cost city, and the cost of living would be fairly affordable. In addition to this, you could be in a pretty desirable area, because the desirable areas aren't going to be all that expensive. Now, it might take up a significant portion of that $1,000 per month, but since everything else is relatively affordable, you could definitely make that work. Now, like I said, going to be a pretty boring city overall, and the other problem with it is extremely hot for part of the year. So that is another thing you have to take into consideration. The next place would be Buenos Aires, Argentina. Now, I know people probably talk about Mendoza and some other areas of Argentina, but I would personally recommend Buenos Aires because it is not boring. It's a really fun city. The people probably aren't the friendliest in the world, but they aren't exactly rude. And the women are gorgeous. And they are really fun. They love to dance. And bonus points, Argentina has great wine. I love me a good wine. Now, the thing with Argentina is their economy not super stable, their currency not super stable. So, unless you plan on getting a job there, that shouldn't really bother you, unless there is civil upheaval. But the currency fluctuations are actually going to be a massive benefit for you if you are earning US dollars or euros or what may have you. You definitely don't want to be earning their currency. But as long as you are doing that, you will be able to have a really affordable and pretty upscale lifestyle. Now, finally, in the 3rd spot, I know this is going to shock many of you because I don't say many positive things about this country, but I would choose Bogota, Colombia. Now, it is extremely affordable, and in my opinion, it's just a better city than Medellin. And that is because the food scene is better, the nightlife is better, and overall, I think it's a more vibrant and fun city to be in. Yes, the weather is not as good as Medellin, but that is pretty much the only bonus Medellin has over Bogota. Shocker, guess what? a vast majority of the women in Medellin go to work in Bogota because there's more economic opportunities in Bogota. Well, I shouldn't say the vast majority, because that would mean like all the women are migrating from Medellin to Bogota, which isn't true. But a ton of women go from Medellin to Bogota, and a ton of women from other parts of the country as well. And like I said, that's because there's economic opportunity in Bogota. And you could definitely live for $1,000 or less per month in Bogota. I would probably want to bump that up to probably closer to $1,500 if I'm being completely transparent, because I would probably want to be in a better neighborhood. And then just for meals, I tend to prefer like fine dining experiences a little bit more. So I would probably have to bump that up, but you could definitely make it work for less than $1,000 per month. And obviously it depends on the strength of the Colombian peso at times as well. Now, I know many of you aren't interested in being in Colombia at all. I would also give you the option of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. You can live like a fucking king in Kuala Lumpur for probably close to $1,000 per month. You can get like top shelf apartments that are way better than anything in Medellin or even Bogota for like $400 a month for like a long-term lease. And I'm talking an extremely nice place in a good area, walkable area, and all of that. So Kuala Lumpur would be a really great option as well. It also gets super hot there. Just for the purpose of this video, I wasn't sure if you could really make it work for $1,500 per month, because I don't know how the cost of living has risen over the last 2 or so years since I've been there. And then another place I would maybe recommend would be Turkey. And a lot of that has to do with their own currency as well, not being the greatest. But Turkey is a great city, extremely vibrant, tons of things to do. The people are relatively friendly in my experience. The thing is, I don't have a ton of experience in Turkey, and I've never lived in Turkey long term, so I don't have a whole bunch of experience to draw on. I only have experience as a tourist, and in general, your tourist experiences are completely different than a living experience. And that's a thing I could create a whole video about, because tourist experience vastly different than living in a city. After the shine wears off on the city and you're actually ingrained in the culture, ingrained in the city, ingrained in everyday life, and you start to understand more things about cities. But anyway, that would be another place that I would highly consider. Chiang Mai would probably be up there as well. I don't know if you could make $1,500 or less work in Bangkok. Also, not sure if you could make it work in many of the places in Eastern Europe that I talk about. Maybe in Krakow, you could make it work. Probably not in Warsaw, probably not Prague, probably not Budapest. Those places are definitely going to be closer to like 1,500 or so. And hopefully I said that. Maybe I said 1,500, but I meant 1,000. So those places definitely going to be closer to 1,500. Maybe parts of Brazil you could get to for close to 1,000, but man, I'm not sure how that lifestyle is gonna look. Anyway, kind of rambling now, so I'm gonna wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below where you would choose to live if you only had $1,000 per month. Now, to wrap up this video, I would say if you only have $1,000 a month to live somewhere, you need to focus on getting your money right, because frankly your options are extremely limited, and wherever you go with $1,000 per month, probably with the exception of Paraguay, maybe Buenos Aires, your lifestyle is not gonna be A1, if you know what I mean. So once again, leave a comment down below with one of the places that you would live if you only had $1,000 per month. and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to smash that like button. It helps me out with the algorithm, and I will see you guys next time. And as always, peace, much love.